Welcome in, boys. Good afternoon, good evening, good night.
What up?
That's the show. See it.
What's up, everybody? Yeah.
We're out of here.
How we doing?
Good, man.
How we doing?
Saturday night.
Doing great.
Last night I was like, I kind of like doing it Friday nights, but there's so much going on being the end of the week and whatnot, and then people have more time to watch the show before a Sunday night game. But then you have a lot more uncertainties with injuries and whatnot. But here we are.
That's right.
Had you guys done it with Friday night game this week, you would not have had me at all.
Right, that too.
No, dude, we would have had you live from the car with Derek on
From
the
the
side,
car.
videotaping you as you're driving.
Yeah. That would have been
shaking your fist at
hilarious.
people. Would have been awesome.
Oh, you would have not want to hear that. You would have not want to hear a lot of the stuff.
Why
I was
are
saying
you in the
about that.
fast lane?
Oh my gosh, dude! What a riot! Speaking of, for those of you who weren't aware, I did make it safe and sound to Michigan. We have now fully relocated, so we are here.
And now house
Finally
searching.
made it.
Yeah. No, glad you made it safe. Glad
Yes,
you made it
sir.
safe. Well, with that, it's a good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We want to welcome you on into WPF, the When Pigs Can Fly Fantasy Football Show. We are your hosts. That's Corey Lamberts. That's the Wesley Bryant. And I'm Sal Adams.
Boom.
That's right. That's right. We're here. We're rocking.
Great to be here with you, boys.
Yeah, we're all officially here in the Mitten State. I don't want to bring up our boys in blue, but that was a tough game today. In the collegiate world.
I just read
Didn't even
something.
bother, man.
I just read
yeah,
something
yeah.
that the one win Purdue Boilermakers put up like 500 or 400 something yards of offense against Illinois last week, and we just anyway.
Yeah,
Crap
you
the
can
bed,
say it.
yeah.
Don't look at this flag back here. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's so. All right, well, so we have a fun show in store for the evening. We're gonna get you your Saturday night injury updates, which we just mentioned. It's a little bit better getting them on Saturday night than Friday because there's a little bit less discrepancy anyhow. We're gonna get you talking about your teams that are on bye week this week. There's only a couple of them. We're going to discuss what happened on Thursday night with the interesting game that we had there. And, of course, the star of the show. Not Corey. But picks and locks, baby.
Yes, sir.
So,
Picks and locks.
let's get right to it. Go on ahead and fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, because the WPF show is about to take flight. I thought you weren't going to do it for a minute, man.
Oh, no.
I'm so accustomed to it.
I was
It
almost
was-
a
wasn't-
sleeping
wasn't-
pig there for a second.
Wasn't quite ready on that one.
So right off the rip, like you said, only a couple bye teams. You don't have your Bears, you don't have your DJ Moore, your Caleb Williams, your DeAndre Swift, and you don't have your Cowboys. You don't have your Dak, your CeeDee Lamb, Rico Dowdle. Anyway, Jake Ferguson.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, by the way, you also don't have your DJ Moore.
I don't.
That was an interesting choice on your part, man.
Hey,
It was.
But he
Listen,
said,
man.
Here's the chips.
I want
Pushing them all in.
I'm all in on 13
My
black, man. Oh my goodness.
I made a big dynasty trade, but anyways,
Yeah.
maybe we'll talk about that on the next show.
Goodness. Well, I'll we got a little change up here. I'm gonna take the injury report from Sal this week. I had a little hiccup with time, but I got it. So I'll start and I'll go in order the same way that ESPN has their stuff set up. So bright and early, you got Pats at Jags. That is in London at 9:30. So for those of you who are not early risers, get your lineup set tonight, preferably. That would be great, or super early in the morning. Pats have Ramondre as questionable, and the Jags have Travis Etienne questionable. That's it for that game, really, as far as fantasy relevance goes. Eagles Giants. Dallas Goedert is out with a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
Big out for tight ends for the for this week. Giants, nothing notable. Malik Neighbors has been cleared and is ready to go. Dolphins Colts. Colts have Josh Downs questionable with a toe injury. Alex Pierce questionable with a shoulder injury. Michael Pittman, questionable with a back injury. And Jonathan Taylor is out, ankle injury. For those of you who aren't keeping score, that is all of the big playmakers for the Colts, except for Anthony Richardson. So keep an eye on that game.
All of them. All of them.
Yeah.
Because Joe Flacco's
Joe Flacco's out.
Yeah, exactly. Tennessee at Buffalo, Titans, Traylon Burks. Not that fancy relevant for those of you, unless you have a really, really, really deep league. I read earlier Will Levis out, right shoulder injury, and Ty J. Spears out with a hamstring injury. Yep. Fire up Mason Rudolph if you're absolutely desperate, but you shouldn't be that desperate.
Fire up Mason Rudolph,
don't
even if you're desperate.
Don't throw him for 300.
Yeah, Bengals at Browns. Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, questionable with a knee injury. Off the pup, activated, expected to start. Because Jerome Ford out, hamstring injury.
By the way, if Mason Rudolph does go for 300 yards, we're clipping that section and putting it on his highlights.
Putting it on highlights, yeah. That'd be awesome. Seattle, Atlanta, nothing super notable except for Kenneth Walker, late questionable with an illness. And
I just want to chime in real fast. Producer Mitch, plan on never clipping that and having to use that, by the way. That's never going to happen. Don't worry about
it. This is notable, though. A defensive player, Tariq Woolen, out for the Seahawks. So if you have an Atlanta wide receiver, wink, wink. But that's it for that game. Houston, Green Bay, Dontavion Wicks, questionable with the shoulder. Otherwise, fire up your Packers. Detroit, Minnesota, Carlton Davis, questionable with the quad, another defensive player, and Aaron Jones, questionable. Panthers, Commanders, Deontay Johnson, questionable with a rib injury, and Brian Robinson, questionable with a knee. Keep an eye on that one. He was, I believe, questionable most of last week until game time, or shortly before Sunday morning. Raiders, Rams, Jacoby Myers, doubtful, ankle injury. Zamir White, questionable with a groin.
I thought Jacoby Myers
Cooper
is already out.
No. This is straight off what we were talking beforehand. But I mean, he might be, but even if he's not, or if he is, obviously don't start him. Don't play him. And Cooper Kupp coming back. Cooper Kupp is coming back. That's right. Chiefs, Niners. For those of you who fire up kickers in fantasy, it's not 2009 anymore, so let's get ahead with the times here. But he is out. And Ricky Pearsall, questionable.
He being Jake Moody.
Yeah, Jake Moody, sorry. Brother? Jake Moody, I'm sorry. I thought I said it already.
Apparently, Moody is him, so.
Yeah, Jake Moody, yeah. And Ricky Pearsall expected to play. Jets, Steelers, Tyler Conklin, questionable with hip injury. Cordero Patterson, out with a knee. And Roman Wilson, yet again, questionable with a hammy. Probably going to be out again. Game time, healthy scratch. That's it for the Sunday games. Monday night, Ravens, Bucks. Rashad White, questionable with a foot injury. And Mike Evans is cleared to play and is good to go.
Did you see what their coach came out and said about, we're just going to ride the hot hand? It doesn't matter if it's Bucky, if it's Rashad, or or Tucker.
Sean.
I'm like, what?
You only got 1.5 hot hands.
Well, I can tell you the one is not going to be Rashad White.
Rashad White is no,
not the hot hand.
He's the cold feet.
That's right. Sorry, last game. Let's go.
Excuse me. You made me choke on my water on that one. Excuse me. Last game. Chargers, Cardinals. Quentin Johnson, doubtful with an ankle injury. Hayden Hurst, doubtful with a groin injury. Ladd McConkey, questionable with a hip injury. And Marvin Harrison Jr., cleared concussion protocol, expected to play.
Yeah.
That Harbaugh offense isn't gonna pass the football anyway, so it doesn't make any difference.
Well, either way, injury report brought to you
only when they need to.
Yeah,
right. That's right.
So that is it.
Yeah, that's our injury report. Let's talk about Thursday night's game.
One of these days, we're going to actually have people. We're going to have injury report brought to you by Sidecar Slider Bar or something like that.
Yeah.
We like that.
You hear that, Pelk?
Broncos at the Saints. About 5 weeks ago, the Saints had started 2-0 live on our show. Somebody here told you that there are teams that are contenders and there are teams that are pretenders, and
You called
they
it.
predicted that the Saints. They predicted the Saints were pretenders. That was me.
Yep.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. I got lucky on that one. They are awful. They've lost 5 straight since that time. Maybe I should say the Vikings are pretenders. That'll give our Lions a good start next week, or
Don't
this
push
week.
your luck, buddy.
But yeah, Broncos
Yeah,
beat up
one can
the
only hope.
Saints.
They sure did.
They beat up on them.
With that being said,
33-10.
if anybody listened to me on the Wednesday night show, yikes. My locks were Cortland Sutton with a goose egg of points, and then Kamara with 8 points.
Yeah, I started him per your suggestion.
Sorry.
In redraft, brother.
Sorry.
Not a good start.
Oh, yikes.
Well, my opponent has Javonte and the Broncos defense. And the Broncos defense scored 23, and Javonte had a big game, so not a great start for me.
Yeah, that was rough. Well, to be fair, we were right. We all picked Broncos to win that game, right?
That is true.
Yes.
And we just had assumed Cortland Sutton being the wide receiver 1, I thought. But
well, they didn't have a wide receiver really in that game, if I'm remembering correctly. Nobody really performed great. It was Javonte.
But you did mention what's his face from Utah, that rookie from Utah, the 6'5".
Yeah,
he actually had quite a few catches. I saw his name, Vele or no.
Well, I think he had a few. Yeah, it was Vele. He had a few targets, but he only had 1 reception, I think.
Oh, really? Oh.
It was Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin had a bunch of. He had 5 receptions. Another
5
rookie.
for 50. Leading receiver in that game was Cedric Wilson, 6 catches, 57 yards.
Yikes.
Yeah, the wide receivers in that game just didn't perform great. It was a running game for Javonte, but Javonte owners, now they're stuck. They were in this situation where they didn't start him. Now they're going to be put back in this vacuum of, man, do I start him? Do I not start him? Do I start him? Do I not start him? Because he played well this week. I wouldn't start him again unless it's a flex spot, unless he had a real good matchup until he proves to me that he's good enough to handle that, personally.
Kendre Miller, 6 for 36.
Hey.
Is he still on your taxi squad?
Hey, is that better than 7?
No, he's in my injured reserve.
Oh.
He's going to cut into Kamara's action. I don't think it's going to make a big impact because Kamara is hyper productive, but I think they're both gonna play a lot. I think they like Kendre a lot out there. It'll be interesting to see what they do. Hopefully, he helps the whole offense to get rolling because their offense for a few weeks, other than Kamara, has been.
They're not gonna be good unless you can't roll Spencer Raxter out there. You gotta keep. I think Hayner's looked better anyway. They put Hayner in the trash time when Carr went down. And he looked better, and I don't know why they started Raxter in the first place.
Bro,
anyway.
Rattler got sacked 6 times.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he was fumbling, just trying to make stuff happen. It was bad. But anyways, that's your Thursday night action. Anybody want to talk about that game anymore?
Nope.
Not a lot of a game to talk about, really.
Typical Thursday night game.
Yeah, let's move on.
That's all right.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Back to, I saw there was it doesn't matter. It was a post about back in the day how Thursday night games were meant to be, and it was just it was bad.
Yeah.
Thursday night games are usually not great, but we've been spoiled of late. Anyways, first game of the week, 9:30 a.m. are gonna be the Patriots and the Jags at Wembley, not at Tottenham this time. It's gonna be at Wembley.
The winning team gets to come back to America.
Yeah,
that's right. Both these teams are 1-5.
Nice. Not really worth watching unless you're a Jags or a Patriots fan, I can tell you that.
I have no problem going to church Sunday morning. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, this is not one of the ones you're going to be pulling up behind the seats just to check what's going on, man. This is... Anybody want to start on this one?
I'll start. Honestly, okay. I have a weird feeling in my gut that says Patriots might win this game, but I got to give the edge to the Jaguars. Fantasy locks are... the guy you mentioned last week, earlier this week, Demario Douglas, And for the Jaguars, got Evan Ingram.
Nice. That's a great lock. I didn't even consider him.
Mhm.
It's an awful game to start with. We'll just get it out of the way, though.
Exactly.
I have the Jags winning this one, surprisingly. And I really like Brian Thomas Jr. to have a big game in this one. The Patriots seem to be doing really poor all over the place. A part of me wonders if Demario Douglas is going to keep it up for the Patriots, too. So that was a good mention on your part. Keep your eye on him. He should be on your radar for a little bit of flex appeal tomorrow. We brought to light, like he said on the show earlier this week, he has seen 9 targets in 3 of the last 4 games. If he keeps getting targets like that, he's going to probably keep performing. So
Is that your lock?
he's my second lock.
Nice.
Brian Thomas Jr.
Oh, that's
is my
right,
lock.
Brian Thomas. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Chat, Corey.
Yes, sir.
I also have Brian Thomas Jr. as my lock and the Jags winning this game. Even though the Jags last week had an away game, England is their second home, and it's always been speculated that the Jaguars would be the team that would move and be the first one to go overseas. But my second keep an eye on might be Ramondre.
If he plays, yeah.
If he plays, yeah.
One of my guys. Here we go again.
Well, they're both my
Brian
guys.
Thomas
Here we go again.
and Ramondre. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, stop.
So we're all taking the Jags.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah.
Get this crap game out of here.
Next one up, we got the Seahawks at the Falcons. I'll go first. I really like what I'm seeing out of Atlanta this year. I really do. They've got a good offense. They got a lot of talent on defense. Give me the Falcons in a high-scoring, close game. My locks for the week are DK and Drake London. I will add, pay attention to Charbonnet. If Kenneth Walker doesn't play, Charbonnet is going to be in line for a lot of work. So
Walker doesn't play, you must Charbonnet.
Nice. Go ahead. Just keep going with that, Corey.
Yeah, well, I do also have the Falcons winning this game, and Drake London is going to have a day.
Okay.
hope so.
That's my lock. Drake London.
I also have Falcons winning.
Okay.
I also have DK Metcalf. I also have DK Metcalf because he's due. He needs to get the ball. But my lock for the Falcons is Bijan Robinson. Seahawks have been throwing it more than anyone in the NFL. DK is due. They also get up big games on the ground. And they're banged up on defense. Bijan should get plenty of opportunities for big runs. Falcons win this at home.
We got a guest.
Is that the mother-in-law?
No, that's the wife.
I can't even see. It was blurry. She walked by too fast.
No.
All right.
Get me out of here.
Chugging right along. Titans at Bills. Corey, you want to take a stab at this one first or no?
Yeah, I'll take this one. I got the Bills winning easily, especially with the backup quarterback starting for Tennessee and Ty J. Spears being out. Titans are struggling to get really anything going. And I've got Amari Cooper as my lock. Josh Allen's got a new toy, and he's going to show him what's up.
My turn?
This is an easy one for me. Bills by a lot. Josh Allen is my lock. If you have Tony Pollard on the other side of the football, I definitely think that he gets you, 10 points this week at least. But I would not be playing him with a ton of confidence myself, knowing they're going to probably have to throw the football with a rookie quarterback. I'm just thinking dump offs. He's going to get you what you need, but Amari Cooper definitely. It'll be interesting to see what he does this week too. So.
What did you just say about a rookie quarterback?
Not rookie, sorry. Did I say rookie?
You did.
I did. Basically, his experience level is rookie level. I mean,
I don't know. He played a whole lot, did he?
I don't know that he'd win on Madden.
I don't think he's still suffering from the Myles Garrett situation, but anyway.
He's been in the league for a while. I don't know why I said rookie, but
I got the Bills as well. My locks are Calvin Ridley and Amari Cooper, a couple wide receivers. Mason Rudolph starting this week. I do believe Ridley will get more opportune, accurate targets, and will make them count. Like you said, Josh Allen's going to be showing Cooper some love in his first game with the new club, but Bills win this at home easy.
Too easy.
Moving on down. Bengals at the Browns.
Bengals and Browns.
Wes, you want to take a stab first?
Welcome back to the NFL, Nick Chubb. I like Nick Chubb. I hope he succeeds. But I do have the Bengals winning this one, even though, um, oh man, Bengals have a hard time winning in Cleveland. They are better. The Bengals are better than the record states. Joe Burrow, he's gonna find all of his receivers, and I have my lock is T Higgins for the Bengals. T Higgins
Oh,
Bengals, Nick
wow,
Chubb
man.
Browns. Bengals get the win.
I have the Bengals winning this week as well. Burrow is my lock for the week. He is absolutely
Yeah.
on fire right now. 1,600 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the season. They've won 2 games, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And that's what you're looking at for your quarterback for stat line. That's winning football. They're not going to keep losing if he keeps playing like that, and I think he's going to keep playing like that. So much for Joe Burrow not being phenomenal. You've heard a little bit of that through ESPN. He's just another guy, man. For just another guy, he looks awfully good.
Mm-hmm.
He looks.
Well,
awfully
his stat
good.
line looks awfully good. He still looks ridiculous with that haircut and the hair tips and everything.
The hair
What is this?
terrible,
People
but-
Magazine podcast? Get out of here.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Oh my goodness.
If you gotta put up a lock for the Browns, don't. I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see what Jerry Jeudy is gonna do now that Amari Cooper's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Pay attention. Maybe
Yeah,
try
I
to
got
buy
it.
him low.
Yeah. Might be worth a shot. I also have the Bengals winning this game,
Ooh,
and
that's scary.
just because I have to, and I have a reputation
we
for
go.
picking my own guys.
Here we go.
Nick Chubb is a freak, and this is the second career-ending injury he's had. I think he's going to come back and
you
run
have
all
Chubb?
over the place. Yeah.
Of course
He's
he
been
does.
on
That's
my
what I was
pup.
talking about.
That might turn around your season.
And I've seen him do it before, and I think he's going to do it again. Bengals still win this game, but Nick Chubb has a hey, I'm back. This is what the Browns
hope
have needed
so.
all year.
He switched up on us just so he could tell us one of his players. Because if you remember, he said Jamar Chase was his lock before we.
No, he said that was an automatic lock. That's why I didn't pick him. I got you, Corey. I got you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Somebody was
trying to
paying
throw-
attention.
He was playing a video game, so.
I was
Yeah.
busy, man.
Go
Busy
ahead.
not listening to
Corey,
that.
you get us started with Texans at Packers.
Gosh,
Man, I wanted
as much
to
as-
start that one.
I know you did.
oh, you can by all means go ahead. I'll let you have it.
It's all right.
All right. Texans at Packers. I think this is going to be a really fun game to watch. As much as I hate to say this, but I do think the Packers are going to win this game. I think both quarterbacks are going to be tossing the ball all over the field, left and right. Even though CJ's missing his top target and Nico, I still think they get a lot done through the air. But the Packers win this game, and my lock for sure is Jordan Love.
Go ahead, Sal.
To me, this is the second most fun and second biggest game of the week. I own and love
Jordan.
a lot of players in this game.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Packers in this game. My locks are both of these stud quarterbacks. Both will probably turn the ball over at some point, trying to make stuff happen. I believe they'll both have absolutely fantastic weeks. There's no way this game isn't high scoring. I don't see that happening. So my guess is if this is going to be a high scoring game, it's going to be those boys pushing the field down, slugging it out.
Should be the nationally televised game too.
Listen.
Detroit Lions and the Vikings play at the same time.
I know.
Listen.
All ranked 1 and
we
3
should-
right now on
alright.
ESPN.
We should have two. I'm just saying.
Okay, that's fair.
Listen. I love cheese.
No.
I love cheese. But I got the Texans. You guys are showing way too much Packer love.
Oh man.
This was a tough one to pick, guys. I do think
Gross.
Texans are overall a better team, although not by much. Stats might say otherwise. I feel like they have a little more firepower on offense. Like you said, they don't have Nico Collins right now, and they still got Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz, even if they want to give him the ball. Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is my lock for the Texans. Jaden Reed, as long as Jordan Love's throwing the ball, Jaden Reed is my lock for the Packers, even though I think Christian Watson and Dobbs showed up last week. I think this is probably going to be a close game won by a field goal or a last-minute touchdown to take the lead if needed, like if they're up by 4 or something. But yeah, I got Texans.
I really think it's fair to say pretty much you could start any skill position player in this game. You look at Joe Mixon for the Texans. You look at Josh Jacobs for the Green Bay Packers. They're both going to get the ball a lot too. This could be anybody. I'm looking right now. It appears that this game will be televised on CBS. So we're probably going to be able to have the Lions, Vikings, and the Texans versus the Packers. So
that'd be good.
Could be
the reason I did not pick Joe Mixon is because the Packers do have a pretty stout rushing defense. Yep. At the same time, the Texans don't have a great rushing defense, but I cannot pick Josh Jacobs until he goes back to the Las Vegas Raiders, I guess. I don't know.
Might actually help their team win some games if he ended up back there.
Yeah.
Hey. Sorry, Raiders.
Dolphins, Colts.
Yeah.
Wesley.
Dolphins at Colts. Another hard one to pick. Listen, if Tua is back, which they're talking he might be back next week.
Next week.
I'd go Dolphins, no doubt. I'd go Dolphins, no doubt, if Tua is back and
100%.
playing. I do not see Tyler Huntley getting the ball to his weapons other than Devon Achane. Devon Achane is my lock for the Dolphins. Alec Pierce is my lock for the Colts. Anthony Richardson's back, and he loves hitting Alec Pierce downfield for big gains. So give me the Colts to win this one. Devon Achane, Alec Pierce is my locks.
I'll go next. I don't like either of these teams at all. I saw that Anthony Richardson is going to start this week. We just talked about it a little bit earlier. That makes this one really interesting for me. It makes it harder for me to pick the Colts to win this football game knowing that he's the quarterback just because of how bad he looked when he's played this year. I am locking a healthy Trey Sermon this week against the Miami Dolphins defense. Taking the Colts to a win, probably in a fairly low-scoring game. I'm thinking like 10-13. Not a big scoring game.
Yeah, I was literally thinking like 15-12, bunch of field goals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lock their kickers.
Lock their kickers. For all the same reasons, just like I feel like I say this every week, so we're not like a broken record, really saying the same thing over and over. But it was hard to pick this one. The Colts, I think, are going to win at home. I am locking Anthony Richardson purely based on his
to the guy
rush ability.
He's
got a lot of players banged up in his receiver core that I know they're questionable, but I struggle to
slide in a rule that you can't pick any more of your guys. I'm limited to 2 per week.
I'm picking him because of his rush ability, even though he can throw the ball 90 yards through the air.
Yeah. Because he's going to scramble out and take off. He doesn't have any wide receivers to throw to. None of them are going to be able to get open.
Adonai Mitchell, Josh Downs?
Maybe.
Josh Downs put a Band-Aid on his toe.
Yep.
You know,
moving right along.
Will put a back brace on. Be all right.
We've got the Lions, our beloved Lions, at the Vikings. Man, what a huge game for both of these teams. Not only does this have massive playoff implications, and the winner of this game is officially the head of the toughest division in football this year, but the winner of this game is going to be viewed as the best team in the NFC and potentially in the entire NFL. As I just said, I think it's ESPN. They're power ranked 1 and 3 right now. The Vikings at 1, Detroit at 3. This is a big, big game. With all that being said, I have Detroit recklessly abusing this Vikings team. I know a lot of people think that the Vikings are really, really good. I think they're overrated. I realize that losing Aiden Hutchinson hurts us a lot. I still think we're going to get after the quarterback. If we get Sam Darnold dirty this game, they're not going to stand a chance. It's not going to be close. I really don't think it will be. And I hope I'm right, obviously, being a Lions fan. But I look at it, I just think we're going to beat them up. I think we've got a better offense than they do, and I think our defense is better than people give us credit for. My locks are easy. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Justin Jefferson.
I almost switched my Lions lock to Amon-Ra St. Brown because he always plays so well against the Vikings. But go ahead, Corey.
Lions win this game. They're going to embarrass the Vikings at home and win in front of their own home crowd. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Justin Jefferson. You got to lock them.
Wow. If I would have switched it, it would have been all 3 of the same locks. But Do have Lions winning this at the Vikings. I got David Montgomery and Justin Jefferson as my locks. Lions will go on the road and win this for Aiden. But it will be a battle. This will be the game that shows Brad Holmes that the Lions need to go out and get another solid option at edge.
You know, I was talking with Darian earlier, and he said that he almost hopes the Lions lose because we don't have the pass rush in this game. I said, man, I would love for the Lions to prove that they really need a pass rush, but still win.
Still win. Oh yeah, 100%. That's why I think it'll be a battle because Justin Jefferson always plays well against the Lions as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder what we're gonna do to try to stop and wrestle him down because,
pass interference calls with Terry Arnold.
Well, the deep ball really makes me nervous against our Lions. It always does. A, for penalties, but B, because we tend to give up big plays. But Jordan Addison, if we're double teaming Justin Jefferson hard, Jordan Addison might break out.
Look for a pick six.
The silver lining is they still
Brian
don't
Branch.
have Hawkinson yet. He will not be playing this.
Kirby Joseph.
Kirby Joseph, yes. Kirby Joseph is picking off Sam Darnold
every game, right?
Yep,
he is picking off.
Right, yep.
He's picking off a bomb to Justin Jefferson. Just saying. Eagles Giants.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next game. Eagles versus at the Giants.
I'll go last in this one.
Wesley, you want to go first?
Nope. I'll go last.
You went last week. Go first. Go first.
Ah, fine.
I insist.
Saquon Barkley, first game, right? First game back against his old squad?
That's correct.
Sir.
He's going to get his attempts. But Giants and Danny Dimes are going to shock everyone and get their first win at home this year with the help of Malik Neighbors. Giants win. Saquon Barkley and Malik Neighbors are my locks. That's how I want to go last.
Gosh, dude.
Hey, Malik Neighbors won Corey, guys.
I did not pick Malik Neighbors, believe it or not.
I don't believe it, but we're going to hear it. I'll go next. I'll let you go last, Corey. I have the Eagles winning this game here. I like that we have a different pick. I think we haven't had many, if any,
Texans, Packers.
I got the Eagles winning this game. Yeah, you're right. I love this team. A lot of people don't like the way that the Eagles are playing this year. I think that people are just fooled by Sirianni and the coaching. I'm locking A.J. Brown to have a big game. That big body receiver with excellent hands is going to show out. I also think that Saquon is obviously going to have a big bounce-back game against his ex-team. I think he only had 7 fantasy points last week. That ain't going to happen against the Giants, buddy. He's gonna go in there and he is going to flame them, but I think A.J. Brown is my bigger lock for this week. Eagles.
I have the Giants winning this game as well.
Come on.
Wow. I am the lone dog.
Going into my writing my stuff, I went through 3 times to double check I picked all the teams I wanted to pick. And then I went to it and I looked at the Eagles-Giants game. I was like, man, watch the Giants go ahead and mess around. And oh, no.
He's coming back. Sal, there you go. He'll be back.
Watch the Giants mess around and win this game. And show them that they are a contender, potentially, not a pretender. And my lock is Wan'Dale Robinson. Wan'Dale.
Nice.
I like it.
I'm still not starting.
Wan'Dale. You should.
No.
Actually, you start him when Sal does it. You set him when I do it.
I got too many big fish to start Wan'Dale right now.
Yep.
That's all the 1 o'clock games.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, we're doing the Raiders at Rams. It's a big one. Corey, I guess you got to go first. I went.
Yeah. So Raiders at Rams. I got the Rams winning this one. Stafford's favorite target's back. Cooper Kupp is back. Lock it. Cooper Kupp.
That's okay.
I'll go last.
I got your lock, Corey. Brock Bowers. Kyron Williams. Brock Bowers lock for the Raiders. They don't really have anybody else to throw it to. Blanking on his name. I always do. Jacoby Myers probably not going to play this game. But look for probably Trey Tucker and Brock Bowers if they can get the ball. If Aiden O'Connell can get the ball out of his hands. I still have the Rams winning this one. Like you said, Cooper Kupp's back more than likely. I think he's still listed as questionable, but he should be playing. I typed this wrong. Hey, buddy. The Raiders no longer have Devontae Adams, and
Get a shirt on this kid.
the ball's got to go somewhere. So Bowers and Trey Tucker. But Raiders' run defense is horrible, and Kyron Williams will be running up so much that they're probably going to have to get Blake Corum some reps in there.
Yeah.
I have the Rams winning this game. Matthew Stafford is my lock. I think Kupp is going to have a huge game coming off that lengthy injury. It's going to be tough for me to take the Raiders much moving forward. I absolutely like the idea of sliding Trey Tucker into your flex spot.
Mm-hmm.
Moving forward, Devontae Adams not being in there anymore. Brock Bowers is going to get more looks, sure. Obviously, with Jacoby Myers playing like he's played this year and getting the targets he's gotten, he's going to continue to perform. But Trey Tucker is sneaky. Our boy Shannon with the poop pile, he likes Trey Tucker a lot. I think he's right to like him. But I do have the Rams winning this game. Chugging right along, we're looking at the Carolina Panthers.
Did Corey pick this?
The Washington Commanders, yeah. I think he said that.
I went first.
Okay,
I
that's
went
right.
first.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anybody want to go first? I'm taking the Commanders, man. I love Jaden Daniels. I expect him to slice and dice this defense. I'm wondering.
Ready on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Commanders.
Commanders.
I'm wondering though if Chuba Hubbard on the other side of the field is going to be able to keep up the season that he's had thus far. Pay really close attention to him. Jonathan Brooks is practicing now, or at least available to practice now. Mm-hmm. As he creeps closer to coming back, we really got to pay close attention to Chuba. He's been, I read earlier, it's like 5.7 yards per carry on the season, or 5.8. That's really high, especially when you consider it's like 90-some carries. You gotta wonder if Jonathan Brooks is going to take that from him. Hard to do when he's performing so well,
candidate. Yeah.
I think you're getting short on time if you're going to try to sell him high.
Mm-hmm. Running out of time.
Yeah, sure. we all have Commanders. I got Jaden Daniels as my lock. My number one lock, Jaden Daniels. Yeah. If he plays, Deontay Johnson's gonna be my lock for the other side of the team if you have him. If he's playing, he's usually getting points for you. But this game will be over by halftime. Commanders will protect their home field and probably be playing backups in the fourth quarter.
Bold statement.
Remember who last time we did this with Panthers?
Corey.
My lock is
don't say it though.
F1, Terry McLaurin.
Good luck. Obviously, you're taking the Commanders.
Obviously, the Commanders, yeah.
Chiefs at 49ers, Wes.
Kareem Hunt and George Kittle are the locks for this game. After Week 7, there will be no undefeated teams. Detroit's going to beat Minnesota. 49ers going to get revenge for last year's Super Bowl. In a sense, Purdy's going to ball out at home with a little less pressure than the Super Bowl put on him. So I got 49ers winning this one.
Man, this is going to be a big game. Little Super Bowl rematch. I would love to see the 49ers come out here and smack the Chiefs. I just don't think it's going to happen. Give me Kareem Hunt as my lock to have a good game. A healthy George Kittle is always looking to have a big game. I'm really excited to see what Xavier Worthy is going to do too.
Mm-hmm.
I too have the 49ers winning this game.
Wow.
and George Kittle.
Okay.
George Kittle.
We like George Kittle around here.
We like George Kittle. We sure do. Definitely. That's my
next
lock.
game.
8
Jets
p.m.
at
8
Steelers.
8 o'clock games now. Wait, no, that's the first 8. That's the only night game.
Yeah.
Only one Sunday night game.
I think so.
Yeah, it's Monday. It's Monday that has 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Jets at Steelers. Corey, you want to break us off with this one?
Yeah, I can. I have as much as I hate to say this, I have the Jets winning this game, purely dependent on whether or not the Steelers actually start Russell Wilson or not, or if they're just smoke screening everybody. Jets, if you haven't heard yet, you've been living under a rock. Aaron Rodgers got Devontae Adams back in the Jets. Oh my God. I actually did not pick a lock on this game because I don't know what to do, because it would have been George Pickens or any receiver for the Steelers if Justin Fields is starting, but I don't know who's starting. I can't trust who's starting. So if I had to pick one live on the show, I'm picking it for you. It's going to be Devontae Adams Aaron Rodgers coming back,
Okay.
getting his best buddy back. So
I do not like the quarterback switch that the Steelers are doing at all. I don't like that at all.
I don't understand it.
I get why I get what they're doing and why, just from their perspective, right? Russell Wilson is a proven winner, right? You know, he's done the thing. Just doesn't have it anymore in my mind. Maybe they see something that we don't. He's a leader in the locker room. I don't think they're any better off with him at quarterback than I do with Fields. Personally, I don't see it at all. Give me
I don't either.
the JETS with Devontae Adams having a very big first game.
I love you guys.
The Jets will win.
Jets will win. Jets at Steelers. Jets will win. Russell Wilson is getting his first start of the year. George Pickens is finally going to get some fantasy points.
And we've been saying this for weeks.
With Devontae Adams being in the fold, I think that Garrett Wilson is going to get some opportunities of one-on-one coverage. Adams will still get the targets for sure, but Wilson will benefit more from the acquisition of Adams. I got Garrett Wilson and George Pickens as my locks.
You know, I think the most important thing to watch for the Jets is the usage of Allen Lazard.
I knew you were going to say that. Yep.
The reason why is he's been the guy. I think that bringing in Devontae is just going to take more eyes off of him. He might be open more, and Aaron Rodgers loves the guy, so
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see. Be interesting to see what happens. Next up, our first Monday night game of the week: Ravens at Buccaneers. This is another huge game.
This is gonna be
the
fun.
NFL is full of big games this week. It's a super tough to pick this one. This could be a potential Super Bowl matchup later this year. It really could be. These two teams are fantastic. You don't think so?
He said could
potential.
be.
Nah.
Could be potential.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Gotcha.
I like the Ravens to establish that run and win this game. Derrick Henry is obviously my lock. I reckon that we're going to see a lot of Zay Flowers, though. He might have another big game this week.
You want to go, Wes? I'll take the
Ravens' run game is going to be too much for Baker and the Bucs. It will be a good game, but Ravens will end up on top on the road. I got Derrick Henry and Chris Godwin as my locks. Do not sit Chris Godwin until he falls off the face of the earth, because he is Baker's favorite target.
Yep.
And Sally's buying a new webcam this week.
Yes, it looks like it.
Just flashed again.
What's going on? I have the Ravens winning this game a lot closer than you may think. The Ravens run game will get it going early and very often, leaving it open for Baker Mayfield to have a heck of a game on the other side of the ball. So but my lock is Baker, and I have the Ravens winning this game.
Nice.
Am I incorrect in my thoughts that Baker Mayfield turns the ball over a good bit?
I don't think he does, actually.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
He got 5 interceptions on the season.
That's not bad.
He has 15 touchdowns. That's just under 1 per game. I think he's going to have to force it a lot this game. I think he's going to throw a couple picks.
He might. He's going to have to. He's going to have to throw it a lot. But yeah, Chargers at Cardinals. You want me to take this?
Go ahead, Wes. Yeah.
Until the Chargers face a better opponent, I got the Chargers. I got my boy Jim Harbaugh running the ball down their throat. The J.K. Dobbins. Healthy Justin Herbert. Not worried about his ankle anymore. I think he's the better quarterback. Like I said, J.K. Dobbins running down their throat. But I do have James Conner also as a lock. J.K. Dobbins and James Conner, the running backs, are the locks this week for that game.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I have the Chargers winning this game. So much so that my lock would be J.K. Dobbins, same as Wesley picked. Look out for dependability on James Conner maybe getting injured, or he is getting older. If the Cardinals are starting to lose this game, they might cycle in a little bit more Trey Benson than they used to.
Is that two my guys in one
Cardinals
game?
I do not have J.K. Dobbins anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You traded him.
I don't. Okay, yeah. Cardinals are 2-4, third in the NFC West. just keep an eye out. Something to think about for those of you in deeper leagues.
That's why he had to mention the other guy. He had to get him in there.
Yep, but for sure, J.K. Dobbins is in my lock. I'm just a thought, man.
Hey.
Just a thought. I'm wrong all the time. My wife will tell you.
That is very true.
You're living proof that happens.
I will tell you, Kyler Murray is a better quarterback of these two, by the way, this year specifically. Yeah, completion percentage, yardage, touchdown, interception. It's all Kyler Murray.
For now. Herbert was hurt.
So far this year. Interestingly enough, for the Cardinals, Michael Wilson and Greg Dortch are just 7 targets behind Marvin Harrison Jr. I looked to see that. That's going to be a big difference.
I just dropped Greg Dortch in one of my leagues because he's a flash. He flashes here and there.
27 targets, 19 receptions through 6 games. That's kind of a surprise. I just was looking at their stats there. My lock for this game is J.K. Dobbins, just like both of y'all. How don't you pick him in this matchup? I don't see the Cardinals winning this game. The Chargers are good at running the football. J.K. Dobbins is a good running back. He's gonna get force fed. That's all there is to say about that, I guess. You know what I mean? That's all there is to say about it. The Chargers I see them running all over the field. I do.
Even after a couple bad games, Dobbins is still averaging 5.4 yards per carry this season.
In one sense, I wish the Ravens-Bucks game was the last game of the night because that's the better matchup. But at the same time, I'm glad it's the earlier one so I can go to bed sooner. Because I'm not staying up to finish the Chargers-Cardinals game. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, but brother, dude, the Chargers have some of the best unis in the NFL, and the Cardinals are going to be wearing all black.
Guess what? I'll see that when they kick off, and I don't have to finish the game.
When they kick off.
Well,
we're watching the NFL for the aesthetics now, baby.
That's right.
This
hey, we talk about People Magazine.
People Magazine over here. Look at this guy. Well, any other final thoughts, boys?
Takeaways from the show. Lions are going to win big.
I like it. Down go. Oh, well, the Bears can't win this week.
That's right. The Bears can't win this week.
Vikings can lose, and the Packers will lose against the Texans.
We're going to find out. The NFC North and what we're made of this week. If the Packers win and then the Lions win, that's man.
Did you see the statistic of I think it's is it point differential or points scored or something like that? NFC North has the top 4 spots or whatever in the whole league.
Doesn't surprise me.
Well, that's because Detroit was running up the score against Dallas. They have no class.
Okay. What's his name? Christie?
Yeah, gosh, what a clown!
Whatever.
Well, hey,
McCarthy's going to be
real, boys.
By the year end.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. It was a great show tonight.
We'll talk tomorrow. Maybe get some. Maybe we'll do a watch party or something.
Ooh.
Perhaps.
Hey, by the way, 23-8 now. Georgia is up on Texas.
Well, at least Texas scored finally.
That's right.
All right,
boys.
Good night, gentlemen.
Peace. Hey, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed our content and look forward to more, please drop a like and subscribe to the When Pigs Can Fly Fantasy Football Show.